Hi, in this video I'm going to show you what is achievable with the MultiPress Connect app in Enfocus Switch. The example that we're going to see today is the automatic generation of a digital proof on a specific job, and also communicating this proof to the customer through our web module B2B. Once the customer has validated the proof online, we're also automatically going to generate the production file. We're going to push this production file to our production workflow. We're also going to make the reservation of the material and push this job also into the planning. First things first, to be able to launch this job, I'm going to hold the process of the flows on certain points to explain you a little bit in detail what happens. But first of all, of course, we need a new job. So in this case, I'm just actually going to go to our web module B2B, where I already prepared an offer for a customer that needs, of course, validation from them. So I'm going to play the role of the customer now and just go ahead and validate this offer as a job. They need 5 roll-up banners. They're also going to upload a file to this. So let's actually take this one, put this into my shopping cart and validate the order. Now, once the order has been validated, that means that it has been pushed into MultiPress already. Of course, with the Connect app, you can also automatically process this job, but in this example, I'm doing this manually. So it arrived into the internet buffer. Let's actually go ahead and process this, and this will create a new job within MultiPress. All the information is already there. Maybe I just need to define a production site and a proofing date. So let's say that the proofing needs to be done today, but the customer needs to be validate this by tomorrow. Now, this information, of course, can already be defined from Switch. To launch the process in Switch, the only thing I'll need to do is change the status of the job. The system works with notifications. So every time something happens in MultiPress, we have the possibility to notify Switch that something has happened. In this case, we're sending a notification based on a change of a job status. Of course, this can be filtered as well if you want to ignore a certain notification, or if you want to ignore certain jobs that have reached a certain status, then you can just delete this. Now, we received in the webhook notification, and based on the information that we have in the job, we actually going to launch the automatic approving flow. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and release this. This first initial flow is just going to check if there are files available to process. In MultiPress, we have a folder structure. So that means that the MultiPress Connect app can connect to this folder structure and check if there are files available. Maybe they're still in the customer folder and they have to be moved to the pre-press folder to allow processing. This is what we're going to do now. We're just going to double check if we have files. If the files are in the customer folder, they will be automatically moved to the pre-press folder. So that has been done as well. We also obtained the technical information of the job, meaning we can actually get the information from MultiPress, how this job needs to be produced, on which machine, which substrate, what is the finishing. All that information can be used in Switch to define the next step in the process. In this case, it's a roll-up of 85 by 210 centimeters. It needs a cassette, of course. It also needs a spotlight. All that information will be used to trigger the pre-flighting engine, the colors pre-flighting engine that is embedded in MultiPress. So we're going to release that this flow. Now he's going to automatically generate the digital proof. He's also going to check if the proof or if the profile already has finished. It's no use continuing the process if the file has not been generated yet. So this continuous loop will just check if the process has been finished. Once the process has been finished, he's going to continue, change the job status into proofing. That will automatically send an email to the customer that a proof is available on his B2B platform. So we just have to wait a little bit until this process is completed. Now this process, we can see the process has been completed. We actually just go to our mailbox, and yes, the customer has received a mail from MultiPress containing a link to the B2B platform, where you can see that next to the original file the customer has uploaded, now we also have a proofing file, a soft proofing file. So this proof is automatically generated using the embedded Colors PDF Toolbox engine. We also used information from MultiPress to put this on the proof, like for example, the description of the job ID, the proofing date, the validation date, but also have the possibility to visually simulate the products. In this case, it is a roll-up banner of 85 by 210 with spotlight. Based on the information of the product in MultiPress, this has been automatically defined. So the only thing I'll need to do is just go ahead and approve this file, this soft proof, and this will trigger the next flow. And the next flow is actually preparing the job for production. Same thing, we sent a notification to Switch, and if the notification it contains the job status prepared for production, this will trigger the next flow. We have another pre-flighting profile that has to be triggered for production, and this is actually to generate the production file. So the same way of working is applicable here as well. We look at the technical information of the product, and based on the technical information, we're actually going to prepare the production file. Once the pre-flighting profile has been launched, we wait until he completely finished his job. Then we're going to push this back into production. We're going to send this to the workflow, and this can be a large format printing workflow. This could be a workflow like Connect or Apogee, or we also can have the possibility to create the in-post file and send the in-post file further to the workflow as well. It all depends which kind of workflows or which kind of grips you have in your company driving your machines. In this case, we're going to send this to Caldera using JDF. Once the files has been sent, we're also going to do the material reservation. So we're actually going to connect to stock and make sure that everything is available to produce the job and create the reservation. We're also going to push this job into the planning and change the job status that it's ready for printing, all done automatically. Of course, it all depends how heavy your file is, how heavy the profile is, but you don't have to actually look at it. Everything will be processed automatically. So it has finished processing, has pushed the information to Caldera, has actually made the material reservation, and also actually now also pushed this information into the planning as well. So let's say we have a look at the file itself. If we go into the job, we notice that the file status has been changed into ready for printing. The material reservation has been done. We also notice that the job has been pushed into the planning. And if we actually have a look at our workflow, we see here, for example, that the production file has been allocated to the workflow and has been forwarded to the production workflow as well, ready to produce.